Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, y'all, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all, all of that, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are now looking at Tesla, and y'all know I say so often, Tesla does what Tesla does, right? So we closed at 342.09. We've made a pre-market high here of around 347.21. It looks like we've been having trouble in this area. That 350 area is an area that I've been watching for Tesla. That's been a resistance area so where are the trouble places as of right now? As we see here, this 346.40 area is a rejection area for us. Again, here at 346.84 and 347.50. Now, should we break that 347.50, we see there's another area not far away, 347.78. Now, should we break that level, we could possibly have trouble again, 348.75. Breaking that brings us back to around 349.28 or 349.38. Let me fix that. Let's get it right. 349.37 is our trouble place. Should we break that area, 350.02, and again here at 350.61. Now breaking that 350.61, we can come back to around 351.88 and possibly have trouble. Keep in mind we are above the 5 EMA as of now. Now back to the downside, if we should lose this support at the 345.44 for Tesla, we could very well come back to 344.29. And if we should break that level, I'm going to use this 20 EMA as a support area for us, kind of close to that. So I would use the 343.46. Now 20 EMAs at 343.66. So somewhere around that area, we're going to could possibly, find support. If not, if we should lose that area, we can come back to 342.76 and breaking that 342.15 down here at 341.43 is our ATR trailing stop and an area that I have marked 341.60. So this, in my opinion, is going to be a strong, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. This is going to be a strong support place for Tesla, and we could see that here because price has been gathering in this area for a while. So that is where our ATR trailing stop and a level that I had already marked as a support. Should we break that level, we could very well come back to 340.85, and if we should break that area, we can come back to around the 339.69 area, and breaking that brings us back to around 338.83. Should we break that, 338.44, and again here at 338.24, which is our 200 EMA as of right now. Should we break that level, we can come back to around 337.38, and I'm just going here to where the body of these candles are here. So if we should break that level, we could come back to around this area here of 336.68 as a support area, and if we should break that area, I would watch around the 335.38, and breaking that, we can come back to retest that 333.77. So if you are trading Tesla today, those are possible areas to the upside and to the downside. Again, not financial advice, and y'all know I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are. So we are now looking at the VIX. Normally I look at the VIX because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So it looks like the VIX have come down here and found support around the 1792 area. I have the 1797 area marked, and it bounced from there only to come back up, get rejected at this area of 1844. It's come back down and found support here at 1814. I'm going to see if I can mark that at the 1814 area. And if you could see here, that's where our body of those candles are. So that is going to be our support area for the VIX as of now. So back to the upside, I need to clear that. I do that often, right? So back to the upside, it would need to clear back above the 5 EMA, which is around the 1821. If we should break that, we could have trouble again in this area around the 1832. And as you can see, that's where our 20 EMA is, and a previous area that I have marked as a support or resistance area. So that 1832 is going to be important for us. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble again around 1844. Now, my concern will be breaking this 1844 area. So I'm going to put an alert here to let me know if we should break this area, meaning back to the upside, we've broken through a layer of support. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble again. 1860 again here at 1872 and breaking that 1877 area. So if you're trading the VIX, or if you're trading the SPY, I would say normally when the VIX is up, the SPY is down, and when the VIX is down, the SPY is up. So let's look at the support places to the downside. Because if we lose this area of 1815, we can come back to 1803, again, 1797, 1790. And if we should break that 1790 area for the VIX, you see we can very well come back down to the 1754. So let's go look at the SPY just to see where we are. Again, normally when the VIX is up, the SPY is down, and when the, when inverse, in reverse to that, I always say that and get that. It's like a tongue twister sometimes. But we are now looking at the SPY. We closed at 594.85. As you can see, y'all, we've been trading sideways here. So it's setting us up for something. Either there's going to be a strong move to the upside or a very strong move to the downside. We're just moving, in my opinion, kind of like in this sideways movement. So as of now, the 5 EMA is going to be our support area, 593.84. As you can see, we see that here. So where are the trouble places for the SPY? Back to the upside, 594.17 is a resistance area. We also have 594.36. Should we break that level, we could possibly have trouble around 594.96. And there's a few layers here. So I would say up to the 595.32, we could very well get rejected in that area. Should we break that level of resistance, 595.64 could be a rejection area, and breaking that 595.97. Should we break that, 596.45, and again here at 596.71, breaking that level for the SPY, we could very well come back to 598.02 and again 598.29. So if you're trading this SPY today, those are areas possibly to the upside that we could possibly have trouble. I keep saying possibly because in this market anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. So let's go and mark this level here because that is a support area for us. As we can see, price has been kind of like in this area for the SPY. So back to the downside, if by chance we lose the support here at the 593, let's say 593.64 area, we can come back to this area, 593.30, and find support. Should we lose that area, 593.02, and breaking that level, 592.62, should we break that for the SPY, 591.57 could be a support area for us, and breaking that brings us back to this ATR trailing stop, 591.30. In my opinion, that's going to be a strong area of support for the SPY. Should we break that, we could very well come back to 590.89, and if we should break that level, 590.16, breaking that brings us back to this area here of 589.20, which is right here at very close to the 200 EMA. So in my opinion, this area here is going to be a strong support area for the SPY around the 589.17. 589.17, 588.92, and the other level was 589.20. So I would be watching it in this area here. Again, not financial advice. So if you're trading the SPY today, again, it could move in either direction, but because of this sideways movement, to me, it seems like it's trading in a zone. Is it going to break back to the downside, or are we going to continue to the upside? It just looks as if it's setting up for something. Again, not financial advice. So let's go look at NVIDIA today just to see where we are. We closed at 135.57. Y'all see here, it too is kind of like trading like the SPY. It seems like it's setting us up for something. I always say a big move to the up or big move to the down. Trade what you see, right? So where are the support and resistance areas, or where are the trouble places for NVIDIA today? Back to the upside, we'll need to get back above this 134.91. As you can see, that has been a support area for us here. So back to the upside, breaking back above, let's say this 135.19 area, we could possibly have trouble again. 135.46, again 135.67, breaking that 136.17. Should we break that? 136.42. Should we break the 136.42 area? 136.67, breaking that 136.99. And if we break that 136.99, there's a layer here really close, 137.14, and breaking that 137.46. Now back to the downside, if by chance we break under, let's say the 50 EMA as of now is our support level, 134.77. Should we break under that level, we could possibly come back to 134.54 and find support. Should we break, lose that level of support, we can come back to around the 134.22. And if we should break that level, 134.03, and the ATR trailing stop at 133.97. This area, in my opinion, is going to be a strong area of support for NVIDIA. Should we lose that area, we could very well come back to 133.70 and breaking that level, 133.47. Should we break that level, y'all see where that 200 EMA and a level that we've already marked here as a support area, 132.89, 132.92. Those are very, in my opinion, that's going to be another strong area of support for NVIDIA. And I say so often, y'all, the key to, what's important with trading is being able to identify your support and your resistance, because if we didn't have this line here, we would have already still had this line marked, because it's been a support place for us or a resistance area for us before. That's very important. I wanted to point that out. So again, if you're trading NVIDIA today, these are possible areas to the upside and to the downside. Y'all know I say not financial advice. If by chance we lose this area of 132.89, we could very well come back to this level here of 132.29. And if we should break that, 131.81 could be a support area for us. So if you trade NVIDIA, I say trade carefully today. And once it goes against your why, get out. Make sure you have the discipline to get out of your trades. I say that often, right? So we are now looking at AMD. We closed at 114.74. As you can see, it too is trading in it's like a zone. So support as of now is around this area of 114.61, resistance around the 114.84, 83 area. Back to the upside, if we break that 114.83, we could possibly have trouble again, 115.03, and around the 115. Let's say the 115. I'm going to the body of these candles here, and it falls within around that 115 area. So if we break that 115, we could possibly have trouble 115.20. If we break that level, we can come back to this around the ATR trail and stop at the 115.44. Breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble again around 115.79. Should we break that 115.79 for AMD, as you can see, y'all, I have the next level at 116.86. However, something could stop us out in between this area. So this will be a time that I would definitely pay very close attention and try to move to a different time frame, or something to help me feel in this area here where I could possibly have trouble. Let's say that. Now, back to the downside, as you can see, it looks like we're trying to break through this level here. I will watch under this 114.52. We can come back to this level, 114.28, breaking that 114.22. Should we break that level of 114.22, which is our 200 EMA as of now, we could very well come back to 113.83. Breaking that 113.83, we could come back to around this level here of 113.34. Breaking the 113.34, we can come back to 113.14, and if we should lose that level of support, 113.01. So I would definitely watch AMD at those areas. Again, not financial advice. You see here, if we lose this 113.01, I have 112.01 as the next level of support. However, anything could stop us out in this area here. So if you're trading AMD today, y'all know I say trade carefully. We do have a couple of inside day candles that I was able to recognize, and the link is one of those, but because of the price of that, I'm going to skip that one and go to Beyond. And let's see if we can pull that. Normally I do the inside day candles only to help build a watch list, and it gives me a possible price target, meaning if it breaks beyond this, then this is our possible target. So with Beyond, then on the list, BYND, if by chance we break above $2.81, upside target is $2.83. Now to the downside, if we should break under $2.63, we could very well come back and retest $2.45. So Beyond is an inside day candle. Cleveland Cliffs, or CLF, is also on the list as an inside day candle. If by chance we break above this level here of $7.51, the upside target $7.70. Should we break under $7.27, downside target is $7.20. So CLF is an inside day candle today. Disney is also on the list as an inside day candle. If by chance we break above this level 113.01, upside target 113.50. 113.45. Now to the downside, under 111.88, downside target 111.39. So if you're trading Disney today, it is an inside day candle. I say trade carefully. FTNT is also an inside day candle. Looks like we tried to reach that trigger to the upside only to get rejected. So if by chance we break back above 104.97, upside target 105.15. To the downside, under 103.45, downside target 102.62. So if that is something that you trade, I say trade carefully. So let's look at Meta today just to see where we are. We closed at 640.43, and as you can see, it too is kind of trading sideways, y'all. It's getting in the gathering spot, as I like to say. It seems like it's trying to set, it's been setting up for something. I just believe there's going to be a very strong move up or a strong move down. Now, these are our trouble places to the upside. If by chance we break back above, let's say this 639.59, and I'm going to mark that 639, let's say around this level. I try to go and see where I could possibly have more more bodies touching my line. Let's say that. I'm going to put that up there and move that because it's not important right now. So as of now, resistance is around the 639.05. As you can see, we have bodies here, body here, and a few of the bodies on this. So that's going to be an area that I need to pay very, very close attention to. 639.05. If we should break that level, I would watch around the 640.45. If we lose that area or break through that level, 641.47, and if we break that 642.60. If we break that 642.60, as you can see here, 645.83 is the next level I have as a resistance area for Meta. So if that's something that you trade, I say trade carefully. Now back to the downside, I'm going to use my moving averages in this case here. So if we should break under, let's say the 50 EMA as of now, 637.63, that could be a support area for us. And if we move over, we were here before. So under this level here, I would definitely watch around the 635.49, and if we lose that area, 634.73, which is the ATR trail and stop here, I do need to move that 634.73, and if we should break that level, 633.79 or 633.80 could be a strong area of support for us. Not really a strong layer, breaking that ATR trail and stop, y'all, that would be my area of strong area of support. So y'all, this is what I see when I look at the market. There's so many different ways to trade, and y'all, and what's challenging sometimes is trying to figure out what strategy works best for you and then having the discipline to execute that. So make sure that you set your stop losses or whatever it is that you choose to use, but whatever, make sure you're having that discipline portion to get out of your trades and get in at the right time, out at the right time. So again, I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.